Hey everybody, I'm Stacy here at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com, and this is the Next Saturday with Stacy YouTube class number 438. It is early Friday morning. I usually take my classes on Thursdays. I give it Friday to load, and then we live chat during the premiere of our Saturday with Stacy classes every Saturday morning, 8 a.m. sunny California time, 11 a.m. in New York, or 4 p.m. in the United Kingdom. But yesterday, just felt like a Monday. We lost our phones, we lost our internet here at the store, we got them back, we lost them. I came up here and tried to tape. It just was not happening. So I am hoping that this is a Friday kind of day. And that my Monday, Thursday is now gone. So what do we have for you today? Well, I have exclusive product from Sizzix that is a free gift in our I Want It All bundle. I've got exclusive product from Clear Scraps that was done just for us. I have got buttons galore, I've got Royal Talons, I've got Couture Creations, and hopefully, I have Studio Light. Hopefully, the techniques and what I have to show you, you may be already able to do with the product that you have in your crafty stash. But if not, we have got product. Gosh, the Studio Light product is so affordable for what it is. It really is crazy good. And of course, Buttons Galore and Clear Scraps, they always do an amazing job and at trying to keep crafting affordable. So we have to give it up to them. Now, I'm going to start a little different today. I'm actually going to start with die cutting and kind of work backwards. I'm going to do the harder portion first and work towards a little easier, which is a little backwards for me. And I don't have winner chicken dinner this morning. I don't. We had internet down yesterday. It was impossible to do anything. And then I am here so early this morning that there's nobody else here but me. It's very quiet. I'll have to do double winners next week. I do have samples to show you, but no winner chicken dinner for today. And that's kind of the way yesterday was. That's just yesterday all in a nutshell. Now, what do I have to tell you? Not too much in the way of announcements today, except for no winner chicken dinner, but I do hope, the Sizzix switch machines are completely sold out. So if for some reason you didn't get your Sizzix switch machine yet and you decide you do want one, you will need to put yourself on the notify me list on our website. And by doing that, you click into the item. So decide which switch machine you might want, the white or the black. Click into that item and then you'll see a little notify me list close to where you would normally add it to your shopping cart. You never know when we're going to get a cancellation. Just keep in mind that we may get one cancellation and that machine goes back in stock, but the notify me list, once that machine goes out, is sent to everybody on the list. It doesn't pick people in the order they signed up. It's one email, it's automated, it goes to everybody. So hopefully, if you want one at the $169.99, one finds its way to you. Now I'm going to go ahead and I think I'm going to tilt down. I think I'm going to get started for today. I feel a little lost without any winner chicken dinner, but well, we'll just have double portions next week. Don't forget to post a comment if you want a chance to be a winner chicken dinner. To do that, you need to subscribe. There's a little heart somewhere in this general area with an SMS in it. Just move your mouse over it and subscribe to our channel, and then leave a post down below. If you are watching us or watching me during the live chat, you'll see live chatting going on over on this side. That's not where you leave your comment. You leave it down below, and then you are in the running to be a winner chicken dinner and receive a $25 gift card. Last week we were giving switch machines away. In fact, I'm still giving. We have to still give a few more away, but it's like you get a switch and you get a switch. The people who have one have been so excited. All right, I'm gonna tilt down. We're gonna get started. Again, I've got Clear Scraps, I've got Royal Talons, Amsterdam Paint, I've got Studio Light product. I've got Buttons Galore. I've got Sizzix. I've got Ozzy Andrew, Couture Creations, just a little bit of something for everybody, and hopefully some tips or tricks that you might not know to incorporate into your crafting this weekend. Who knows? All right, I'm gonna tilt on down. We're gonna get started. I will see you later. Bye, everybody. Down I go. And let's zoom on in. And a little down and zoom on in. And I think that's pretty okay. What do you think? We think we're good there? All right. Look at how fun and happy is this. Isn't that cute? This is a shaker from Clear Scraps. It is exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. I wanted words desperately. And she's like, oh, words are a little tricky, but let's see what we can do. So we did happy. And we did thanks. Look at how cute is that? And it's got the little blings in there. Oh, look at it. Shake, shake, shake. And we did hello. Right? Super darling, right? But we also brought in product from Clear Scrap. No, that's Clear Scraps from Studio Light, so that we're able to do shaker cards. And this is where I'm going to start. I'm going to start with Amsterdam Paint, then I'm going to play with the Studio Light product and show you the dies and the shaker blisters, and then we're going to move to the Clear Scraps because that really is, up we go. That really is where the technique in this class is. I mean, shakers, people have done shakers for a long time, and there's lots of different ways of doing it, and my way may not be your way, and it doesn't really matter as long as the end result is that it shakes. But I'm going to start with the dies first because that's actually the simpler, the easier, the less technique-y, and when we get to Clear Scraps is when we really get into the technique portion. So I'm going to tilt on down. We're going to get started for today. I feel like I've already said that. Again, deja vu-y. So samples for you to see. Super, super cute. Okay, let's get started. So I think, like I said, I'm going to start with the Amsterdam Paint. And what is Amsterdam Paint? Well, Amsterdam Paint is by Royal Talons. I've used it in a couple YouTubes. We have 2 packs of it right now. Right now we're carrying the metallics and we're carrying the pearl set. I don't know if it's so much a pearl set as it is an interference set. And what is an interference set? Well, I'm going to show you, and I'm going to show you on black paper both of these, but we're not going to use it on black paper at all. I just want to give you the colors, and then we're going to incorporate it into the paper that I want to use. An interference set is pretty darn cool, and we carry the interference or pearl set also in a Fine Tech watercolor paint. This is acrylic based. That means that if you want to use it on your gel press, it is amazing, or your gel plate, your Couture Creations gel plate, it's amazing. The coverage is beautiful. When it dries, it has this kind of sheen to it that watercolor does not. So we're going to play with these first. I want to show you how these work first, and then we're going to move on to the Studio Light and then into our Clear Scraps. Now, I said we have the metallics, and they are right here. We only sell them in the 6 packs. A little goes a long way. What makes the difference between acrylic paints? Well, the pigment that's in them. Acrylic paints that have a high level of pigment, you need very little paint to do a lot. Something that has a high base of white, you're going to need more of. Or in in Sizzix, we're going to be using the Sizzix white acrylic paint today because it's white and it's perfect and it's totally affordable. But in some of the colors that you'll see from manufacturers, to get the pastel-y colors, there's a strong white base. So the metallics are beautiful. I'm going to pull out a black piece of paper. And I am going to just kind of put a little bit, in fact, I'm going to cut this down. I'm going to put a little bit on just so you can see the colors. They dry very quickly. Well, of course, it depends upon how thick you put it on, but they do dry very quickly. And these are all a metallic. Now, I like to use my fingers. I know many of you are like, oh, no, she's not using her fingers again. Well, yes, actually I am, but that's okay, right? And then let's go into the next color. So a little does go a long way. The tubes are, I think they're 20 mil, but with the see with the amount of pigment that's in the color, you use very little paint to get what you want. So you don't need a large jar. This is considered more of a fine art product. Maybe I'll put this one here so you can see the difference. More of a fine art product because Royal Talons is known as a fine art company. But what does fine art really mean? It really just is talking about the quality of the product you're using, not what type of artist you are. I am by no means somebody who would consider themselves a fine artist. No, and I would never have something of mine up for sale in a gallery. But I do want to use the best products that I can afford because they're always going to give you the best results. You want to, when Claire was making something the other day and she was using this really beautiful balsamic vinegar, and the older balsamic vinegar gets, I guess the sweeter it gets. And she used a beautiful product and made a beautiful dish. Now, she could have just used some inexpensive, cheap balsamic. I don't think it would have had that beautiful, sweet flavor to it. But she wanted to make a lovely dish. And while she is not going to necessarily be on the cooking channel this week, or the Food Network, sorry, Claire, she does like to do her recipes. And when you can get the best, and sometimes the best doesn't cost any more than a regular crafty quality product, and that's kind of like the Fine Tech in the Amsterdam. The product is so beautiful. Look at the colors, look at the coverage, and yet it's not expensive. Once you tend to put a scrapbooking label on something or a paper crafting label on something, the price tends to go up. So don't know why, but it does. So if you can get better quality product for the same price or less, well, why wouldn't you? And Claire can bring in the dish that she made and we'll all sample it. All right, so this is their pearl color. And again, I don't know if I'd call it a pearl color, more or less interference color. And you're like, well, I don't understand why you say that. All right, well, let's get some down there. And that way you can see what happens when it dries. Now, these don't take long to dry, again, depending on how much you put in there. The more you use, the longer it's going to take to dry. But I'm hoping that maybe you can even see the gold and the silver sheen that's coming through. That white is going to dry, and what you're going to be left with is that beautiful sheen. So two different types of paint. Well, same paint, different colors. This has more of an interference to it. The other are strictly metallic. They can work together. They can be blended with, you could blend them with your watercolors if you really wanted to. You can layer them on top of other paints. You can mix them with other acrylics to add this iridescence to it. Okay, can you see? So as the dries, you're going to see more and more of that that color come through. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Let's keep going. I have 6. There's 6 tubs in, or 6 tubes in each set. And these would be similar to the Fine Tech Pixies, I think they are. Pixie dust, maybe. And last but not least, I don't think I've done the pink. All right. Kind of blend them in. All right, so I've got 6 colors of the pearl, and the reason I call them more of an interference is because as that white dries out, all you're left with is that beautiful color behind. Really pretty. That white is drying. This one you're going to get just that beautiful silver sheen. Here the white is drying, just leaving the gold. There's the green, there's the purple, there's the blue, and there's the reddy pink color. That put together with their metallics, and you really have an awesome set of paints to play with. And again, you can paint anything with these. You can paint chipboard, you can paint paper, you can paint embellishments, you can add them to your flowers to add a luster to them. I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to put them on some paper for you just to show you how you can take a little bit of your basic cardstock and turn it into something that is definitely more. Without question, more. I've got some cardstock here, and these are my pre-done card fronts. So I have A2, A6, and 5x7 pre-done, ready to go card fronts in, gosh, about 50 colors maybe. And I'm just gonna play with a few of these just to give you an idea of what it looks like. And then I think I'm gonna do I think I'll do that one too. Okay, so I've got a couple colors, and I'm going to be using a baby wipe today. I'm going to use a baby wipe with my Amsterdam Paints. Can you paint it on? Yes, but I found that a baby wipe works just as easy, and really it's a lot faster, and it layers or lays down the ink very nicely, or the paint very nicely and quick, so that it's almost instantaneous. Now, if I took my purple here, and I took a little bit of my Amsterdam acrylic with the kind of bluey iridescence, and I put some right onto my baby wipe, and I know there's going to be people from Royal Talons going, what is she doing with our beautiful acrylics? I'm making them so user-friendly. We're looking at them in a different way. Put a little bit down, kind of spread it around my baby wipe, and then I'm just going to give a wipe down. I'm just going to wipe it down. And if I want a little more, get a little more interference, I add a little bit more. Kind of smudge it around my baby wipe. And down I go. Now, I didn't change the color of my paper. It still looks purple to you. But when I move it, you're going to see that blue iridescence start to come up. When you look at it straight on, it just looks purple. But then when you start to move it, you see that blue iridescent coming out. And it's so pretty. Subtle. It gives you a specialty paper without having to buy a specialty paper. Can you see that blue on there? That's that interference. We didn't take the purple away. We added to the purple. So let's try maybe this. Shall we go crazy? Let's try this green on this. So I'm going to use the same baby wipe. I'm just going to fold it into a different section. And I have no idea. This is kind of a greeny on the purple. Who knows what we're going to get? A little dollop. Spread it around a little bit. And then let's kind of wipe it all over. And as my paper dries, I didn't change the purple, but I'm adding an iridescence to it. I'm adding an iridescence to it. If I wanted to go back and add some, ooh, let's do that. Oh, see, look at how beautiful. I hope you can see this. I don't know if the camera picks it up or not, but I hope you can see that sheen on that purple. It's got this blue metallic now coming through without changing the color of the purple. This one's going to have kind of a green metallic coming through. I wonder if we add some pink to it. I'm just going to change my baby wipe around. Put a little more down. Kind of smoosh it around a little bit. Let's add a little bit more for up there. So now I've layered some green and some pink on here. And as it dries, it'll just come up more and more and more. So we did kind of the blue. We did some green and some pink. Let's see what it looks like. Let's see what we've got on some blue paper. How about this purpley color? A little bit on my baby wipe. So it makes it very convenient and easy to use. You're not using a paintbrush, which means anybody can do this. Not a lot of talent involved here. Let's put just a little bit more. And now as this dries, that pink is going to come up. Kind of a purpley pink. And what if I added some of the green to this as well? Let's see what color. And I'm just going to go right on top of that pink. So if you've got plain cardstock and you want to change it up a little bit, you absolutely can. You're not stuck just leaving it the color that it is. You can move some color onto it, and with the Amsterdam paint, you can get it so nice and so thin. And because this pearl is really more of a interference, it doesn't change the color of your cardstock. So now I've got some purple or some green and some pink going through this. Really pretty, so that when you move it, you don't notice it until you start to move your paper. You really don't notice it until you start to move it. And then it's like, oh, look at there. And it's really simple, simple, simple to do. But what if I have the metallic? That's okay, let's do some metallic real quick. The metallic is going to be much more solid in color. It's not going to necessarily disappear like my colors have been with the pearl color. Let's say let's use some gold maybe. So a little bit. Kind of smudge it, and you can see the coverage. The coverage is beautiful. And I just want to wipe it on, because I don't want too much. I'm not trying to hide my pink. I'm trying to give a little accent to my pink. I'm just trying to create a little bit of a specialty paper without actually going out and buying a specialty paper. So can you see the gold? It didn't change the pink so much. I mean, I can still, oh, I got fingerprints on it. I can still see my pink underneath, but you really do have more of a gold. Now, if I put it on heavier, I could actually hide the color of my paper, but I'm not trying to do that. I want to keep my paper pretty. I want to keep the color that I chose. That's important to me. See, that's really so beautiful. It just winks at you when you move it, but when you look at it straight on, it's not over the top. Let's do a gold. Let's do a darker gold on that red. Let's see what we get. And let's see what we get. And that baby wipe just helps it move along. So not too much water, not too little water. Just kind of helps move it along. How pretty that is. But when you look at it just straight, you don't necessarily see the gold until you start to move it. And then all of a sudden, there it is. Right? So pretty. I'm going to take a few of the blues real quick, and I'm going to do a couple different colors just so you can see what happens. Same color paper with a couple different things on it. How many sheets do I have? 1, 2, 3. I got 4 sheets of blue. Okay, well, we'll play with 4 sheets of blue. So let's take our first one. And let's put some purple on it. So a little bit of the pearl. And then I'm going to set this one aside. And let it dry for a few minutes. Okay, so let's set that one aside. That one has the pearl on it. Let's do a little bit of maybe the silver. This is a pearl, and it has kind of a frosty look to it. So kind of a frosty look to it versus my iridescent purple. Then let's take a gold, and we'll do a gold on it. And I'm just wiping it on, moving it around. I've got more right there. Moving it around, a little goes a long way. A little dab will do ya. So a little bit of gold going on. And then let's do this one in a really dark copper or bronze. Nah, I think it's more coppery than it is bronzy. Isn't that beautiful? So you can really see that going on. All right. So one color paper, but four distinct different looks. Kind of a white shimmer shine on there. This one with the more of the purple coming through. Of course, I don't know if the camera picks it up or not. This one more gold tones. And our last one in the copper really is dramatic. Hard to believe that this and this are the same paper, but they absolutely are. You can change it to whatever it is you want it to be. And the acrylics dry so fast, so fast. So it's up to you what look you're see, isn't that beautiful? What look you're going for. Because once it dries, you can die cut, you can make cards, you can layer, you can use for matting. It's totally up to you, whatever it is you want to do. They're so pretty. Oh, I didn't do a yellow. Well, we cannot have that. Let's figure out something to do with the yellow. Shall we put the green on the yellow? Is that the green? How about let's try a green on the yellow, and then we're going to move on. Now you have a better feel for Amsterdam Paints. You can absolutely just paint with them without question, but I wanted to change some basic cardstock up. And let's see what color green we get. Nope. Yeah, I wonder if that's gold. Let's see what happens when it dries. It's there. It's got a pretty sheen to it. But what if we tuck in a little bit of the blue too? Just to see. Can't hurt, it's only paper. All right, we're gonna let it dry and see what happens, but at least we did a yellow. Oh, maybe I didn't, maybe I used, I don't know, but you can see the iridescence starting to come up and come through without taking the yellow. Oh my gosh, wow, hello. Wow. Oh, hello. Oh, okay. So Amsterdam Paints, easy and fun to play with. affordable, really, really superb quality. Really beautiful, beautiful, beautiful paints. So on black, holy smokes, artichokes. But you can also use them on colors. So with that said, we're now going to move into Studio Light. And I have 4 dies from Studio Light. They are shaker type dies. They're meant to do with shakers. There's a circle, a square, a rectangle, and an oval. These 2 are larger and cost more than these 2. But let me be certain. I said they're at a great price. This is an $8.99 die. That's full price, is $8.99. These 2 retail $8.99 and then they're on sale. These 2 retail $11.99 and then they're on sale. And you may be saying, well, I don't really understand. What are the things in the middle? All right, let's play. So doing shaker cards, everybody's got their way of putting them together. There's no right, there's no wrong. As long as they shake, you're good. And Studio Light has come up with not only the inexpensive dies to do your shakers, but then they also did the blisters, the actual shaker pieces that coordinate with each of their sizes. And you get 10 pieces in each pack. So 10 shakers are in here and they come in the 4 sizes of the dies. Absolutely. Now, what are these things that they have included in the middle? Why would you want all of those hearts? I mean, here you have a ring of hearts. Why would you want all of these hearts? Well, these little hearts and these little stars make up what goes in the shaker. You make your own little bits and pieces to put in the shaker. And the nice thing is, between the 4 sets, they've given you circles. Oh, I didn't pull that one out. They've given you circles. They've given you little flowers. They've given you hearts. They've given you stars. Each of their little shaker elements has a different accent, a different dies that will allow you to make the little filler, the little pieces that actually shake. So you may take the flowers and fill a round shaker with them, or you might take the circles and the hearts and fill a shaker that's square with them. You have all of these shapes to play with, so that if you don't have sequins or little bits to fill in, or you want to add the exact same color cardstock or a coordinating cardstock plus little bits and pieces, you've got these dies that are going to allow you to cut your paper, double-sided paper, beautiful. Gosh, you could put the colors on both sides, the Amsterdam on both sides, and then get your little dies here, cut these out, and make your little fillers. Absolutely, so much to be done with these. But let's start by making a simple shaker. And they give you 2 dies to do that. You've got the base die, which is the smaller die. That's what you're going to use to put the aperture in your paper. So here's where me using cardstock already cut comes in handy. Let's see, what color do I want to do? Maybe I do decisions. What do I have that I used? Decisions. Well, that one's certainly pretty. Maybe I do this one to start with. All right, so the smaller die is going to put your aperture in your card. Right? No problem. You decide where you want that shaker to be, and that's where we're going to do our die cutting. Why is my alarm going off? Oh, why is my alarm going off? Oh, that was the weirdest thing. Okay. Well, I'm just going to keep on going. I have no idea why the alarm for the store was going off. Well, we're not going to stop. We're going to keep going. All right, so I've got my aperture here, die here. I'm going to cut it with my Sizzix Big Shot machine, bring it on over. I am going to use the magnetic platform. Does not come with the machine. Your machine is going to come with a base plate, and it's going to come with a solo shim. I'm going to use my magnetic platform because I don't want my die to move. Meaning when I put it down on my paper, it doesn't slide off. Decide where I want my aperture to be. I'm just going to wing it and gauge it and send it on through. Okay. Can't get much simpler than that, right? I can save this piece. And now I've got my square blisters. Fits in perfect. Absolutely perfect. Now I have to fill it. But before I do that, I want to put my blister, I want to tape it down or glue it down. The girls used, I believe, perhaps glue to put the blister down or Stacy tape, and that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to use some Stacy tape just to put this down so that it stays in place. So one piece, and let's just get it where it needs to be. That looks good. So I'm putting the Stacy tape on top as opposed to putting it behind. Some people may put double-sided tape here, right here, and then tape it. To me, it's just as easy to put it right on top because then I can use that double-sided tape to also help tape down to my backing. There. It doesn't get much simpler than that. And now my blister is ready to fill, to put goodies into. Yay! Yay! Let's see, what colors do I want to put in? I like these. And maybe oh, I like this one, Princess Sparkles. Ooh, maybe I'll do okay, this is where the decision part becomes hard. I love okay, so these are doodads. And they're doodads because you get a lot of different doodads in them. Love the colors. Make my heart happy. Chances are you're going to have to get a little piece or a little pot to put these in. I mean, you can close them back up, but if you have little dishes, that's also a very helpful thing. I'm going to take a little bit of a dryer sheet and just kind of wipe my inside with a dryer sheet. in hopes that it keeps static electricity out. I'm going to drop some of these in. Oh, they're so pretty. Close this back up. Maybe we'll do a little darker purple. Oh, are you not open yet? Nope. So let's open you up. And a little darker purple. Come on, little cello. Oh, I'm afraid to pull too hard. I don't want them to fly. Oh, there we go. A little. These are the jewels. Oh, so pretty. And then, do we want some more blue doodads? Or blue jewels? How about the blue jewels? The jewels are beautiful. So the jewels, look at the sparkle and the shine on the jewels. The jewels absolutely make my heart happy. The doodads give you a little bit of everything. They give you a little bit of just sparkle and bling, and the jewels just add the finishing touch. So let's add a few more jewels to it. All right. So now I've put some shaker in there, and I have to close it up because I can't turn this and put it straight onto a card base. Everything's gonna flip out and dump out. So I have to decide what I want that backing to look like. Do I want the same color in the backing? Do I want a coordinating color in the backing? What do I want my back? Do I want a piece of pattern paper in the backing? I have to decide. And I'm just gonna go with blue because I can. And I'm not gonna cut it to any specific size. I'm just gonna make sure that it's big enough to cover the back. Because once I tape this down to my card base, nobody's gonna see it. Nobody's gonna see it. So let's go ahead. Oh, I've got them everywhere. So let's go ahead. I can take all of this tape up. And now it's served a dual purpose. It's not only holding my blister in place, but it's gonna allow me to put down up all these little ones that are still out there. It's going to allow me to now cover my blister. So now I can pick it up and I can shake it, and it's not going to get absolutely everywhere. And then I can mount it to my card base. Pretty simple, pretty good, right? Not difficult at all. Put that away. Let's mount this to my card base. A little bit of Stacy tape. You're going to do more Stacy tape than I am. I'm going to do just enough to get this down. I don't think I've ever had the alarm for the store go off during a YouTube class. And since I don't edit, and they're unscripted and uncut, what you see is what you get here, and you just never know. My life is sure a whole lot of surprises sometimes. See, I like being able to now mount it without worrying that something's going to fall out, fall off. And using a little bit of a dryer sheet keeps the static to a minimum. And because you don't have any tape on the sides, they have nothing to stick to. So normally you may have some tape on the side and the little doodads and the little jewels and the little blings will tend to stick to them. Oh, I already put tape on the back of this. Let's get it off and put it down. So I'm not going to decorate this because that's what you guys can do. I'm just showing you how to use the product. Come on, there we go. You guys can finish decorating and making it beautiful. I just want to show you how to use the product. Well, that wasn't so perfect now, was it? Oh, heavens no, that was really bad. Wow, that was awful. Let's see if that's any better. Oh, that's better. So I've started. But remember, they give you two dies. So I did my aperture out of this one. What is this die then used for? What's this die then used for? Well, let me show you. How about we take that hot pink and I'm going to cut it to size. And let's bring my machine on over and let's close this up. And let's die cut. So now I'm using the aperture and the larger die together to make a frame. This is again why a magnetic platform is so helpful, because you can line your dies up and they don't move, and then you can send them on through. Okay, easy peasy mac and cheesy. These are open frame dies. They don't require a precision base plate. Open frame means that I can put my fingers through them. They're not intricate at all. I don't want to lose that piece. They're not intricate at all. And they cut easy peasy. Now I have made a darling little frame, which I can then use to put over and kind of hide that cut right there. Make it look a little more polished. Make it look a little more finished. And how am I going to put that down? Well, that is super easy. We're just going to do that with sticky dots. So I've got my sticky dots over here. What are sticky dots? They are sheets of hundreds of thousands of micro dots. On one side, it's sticky. On the other side, it's just a liner. It lets you do intricate things. I mean, trying to put glue on this, I know for me it would be a mess. It would be all over me. It would be all over the card. So sticky dots just makes it easy. They are a simply defined product, which means you're only going to find them here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. I put my die down or my die cut down, close it up, give a good press. Anywhere you don't see the paper, the sticky dots are going to stay. So I have lots of sticky dots right there that I'll be able to use later. It's only going to pull the sticky dots up where the paper is, and instantly makes it a sticker. And now all I have to do is put it on. And stick it down. And now I've added a frame to it. Just kind of finishes it off. But look at how cute are these! Talk about easy peasy. put a sentiment, happy birthday. I mean, it doesn't have to take much. It really doesn't. It can be that simple. But I still have these pieces left, right? So let's do another one and let's play with the oval. Let's play with the oval. So let's decide. So I have these left. So let's do maybe a blue card. Let's see, what color blue do I? No, I don't want those. Let's see, what color blue do I want? I've got some. And I think I'm going to use this one. I don't know, maybe that one. Should I use that one or that one? Okay, just decide. It's only paper. Just decide. Okay, so I'm gonna do the same thing. I've got my 2 dies that let me do my aperture and then my frame. So here is my aperture die. I'm gonna decide where I want it. Come in here. Now these might go through at least the aperture die might go through a sidekick. I'm not 100% sure. So line it up to the best of my abilities. Center it. Looks close to me. I'm not gonna worry. No guts, no glory. It's only paper. You get 10 pieces in each of my pre-cut card fronts. So it's an open frame die. I don't have to go backwards. I don't have to go forwards. There we are. I've got this piece left over. Let's find my oval shakers, my blisters. 10 pieces in the pack, which means, gosh, with 1 pack of paper, and my paper's very inexpensive. My card fronts are, I think they start at $1.99 or something for 10 packs or 10 sheets. So 10, 10, and 1 die. You could be making shaker cards for very, very, very little money, because you also have the bling that you can make out of the rest of the dies, which is what we're going to do. Okay, so my blister fits right in there. I'm going to go ahead and tape it down into place so then I can fill it. Grab some tape. And tape down one side. That looks good. Tape across the top. So I'm not putting tape on the inside rim. You could, but there's really no reason to. You might as well tape on the outside rim, because this is double-sided tape, so then it helps tape down your next paper to it, because you're going to want to back it. Okay, and then maybe we back it in a yellow paper. And I'm just going to trim my yellow paper down just a little bit. And That's going to keep everything in place. Now, before I put that on there, I'm going to take a little bit of my dryer sheet. I'm just going to give a little bit of a rub just to make sure that there's no static going on. And then I want to fill it. But I have got all of these hearts to use. I've got stars to use because I've taken and opened up my square. Which one do we want to use? Maybe we'll use a little bit of both. And remember, I have these left, so I might as well use them, right? So I can get some stars. I can get some hearts. I could get a lot of hearts. I could get oodles of hearts. Which I could cut out of the blue. But let's go ahead and let's get some stars and some hearts. Bring them over. Put them down on my paper. Send them through. They probably don't need to come backwards. I'm just doing it because. And they're starting to fall out. Oh yeah, lots of fallouts. That's what we want. We want them to just kind of, look at that. Isn't that, oh, and there's a good stencil. Oh, these also make really awesome stencils. Okay, so let's gather these up. And let's put them in. So if you don't have bling bling, you don't have to. And then let's trade. Let's do these in hearts and these in stars. And we'll add some more. You saw they just absolutely fell right out. So that's one of the things I like about the Studio Light shakers, is that they give you the dies to make your own fill. I like that about them. I think that's a very cool little add-on, as opposed to just giving you the dies to and the blisters, the dies that coordinate to the blister size. They give you 4 different types of filler that you can use in conjunction with or without sequins or rhinestones or bling. And they really do just fall out. And that's what you want with a good die. And then if you want to use these for stencils, you absolutely could, without question. That would make a great stencil. So now I've got these. And I just keep filling, and you can fill it as much as you want. But maybe you do want to add a few little gems to it. Absolutely. Let's see. Ooh. These are lovely. They're so pretty. These are jewels, and the color is amazing, and the sparkle and the shine is amazing. And Buttons Galore keeps their pricing so affordable. They really do. Their doodads and their bling and their half pearls and things like that start at about $3.29, which is a lot less than some. Put some of those in there. And what else makes our heart happy? We got some Let's see what else makes our heart happy. Got a few blue. Oh, you're not open yet. Oh, yes, you are. So now I've just got a combination of stuff. And since there's no tape anywhere on the inside, there's nothing for these to cling to on the side. That's a big thing with shakers, is that they can cling to the side, but not with this. And I've got the filler from the dies. I've added a few little extras. I can then take my backing and put it on. Let's take off my Stacy tape. So it's Shakers Easy ABC 123 and affordable. When you're talking $8.99 and $11.99 for the die, that gives you the die. It does the frame. It does the fill. And all I have to do is layer that on top and push it down. And I have now sandwiched everything together. Okay, now I need to put it onto my card base. So let's flip it over. Up. Go back, little die, go back. I got a rogue heart. Okay, so we're gonna take our card base. We're going to add some more Stacy tape. And again, you would do a better job of taping down. I just want to get it so that it is there for you to see. So no foam tape, no extra really anything. If you don't want to use liquid glue, you can see you don't have to. So if you're doing this for a craft project with your Boy Scout troop or your Girl Scout troop or your church group or your seniors group, there's no mess because we didn't use any liquid glue and everybody's going to be successful. Again, not the best job, but that's okay. And there it is. And of course, you could have put pattern paper behind here. You could have put stamped images, stamped words behind here. You could have really dressed this up and then finish your card off. And you've got this piece that you can put here and stamp your sentiment here. Absolutely. You've got it. Why not? It coordinates. Sure. And I took the leftover pieces from this card to do the shaker bits in this one. But remember, you've got that one last die. You've got the one last oval. They give you the two. The first one cut my hole for my aperture. The second one, used with the first, is going to cut a frame to finish it off. So what color do I want that in? I think I want that in my pink. So let's bring my machine back over. Paper, my two dies. Kind of space them the way I want them. I think that's going to be good enough. Just go with it. It's paper, right? So I've got them spaced. Put my do not cut plate on top. Oh, I feel like I did move it. I did. Come on. All right, let's go with that. And we'll see what we get. I'm left with this piece. So I've got these two pieces to play with at a later time. I'm also left with this, and I tried to kind of center it a little bit so that I could come back and maybe use this piece for something else. I'm certainly not going to throw it away. And then that sits right over the top and just finishes it off. These are so cute and they're so easy. They're so affordable. If you've got a die cutting machine, I don't think the biggest ones are going to go through the Sidekick. But if you've got a Big Shot, a Big Kick, a Vagabond, a Switch, a Plus, a Pro, a Gemini, a Platinum 8, what machine do you have? These are going to work beautifully. And then I'm just gonna get this down. To make my frame. Look at how cute! And then I can take this and I can either do the blue on the inside or I can do the pink on the inside. Let's do the blue. So I'm gonna take the blue, put it back down on my sticky. Good rub. Pull up. And you can see all the dots on the back. And stamp your sentiment. Oh, they're so cute. So easy to do. This is not a difficult idea. It doesn't require wet glue. It doesn't require foam tape. You can make your own little stars. I love these. Where's the... Look at all those little flowers I could make. Right? So cute. So 4 different shapes. Each comes with the die to make the aperture, the die to make the frame, and some sort of die to make the filler, whether it be stars or hearts or circles or flowers, or you just use the really pretty bling from Buttons Galore. And because I used the dryer sheet, the static is really not there. This way, that way, your decision. Okay, so let's move on. All of this organized, and let's move on. Love these. Put those there. Okay, next thing I want to talk to you about is clear scraps shakers. So we have a huge collection. They just launched just an enormous collection of super cute. Look at the little bumblebee and the little milk jug and the little beehive and the little top hat. These are all new. The words happy, thanks, and hello are exclusive to us, and they did them just because I said I really, really want, and there's more shapes, I'll show you later. I really, really want words, but words are difficult to do, to design and to cut. With a laser, not only are you having to cut the chipboard, but you have to cut the acrylic too. So I'm gonna start easy peasy, and we're gonna start with our exclusive tag. So this tag's only at Scrapbooking Made Simple, and I wanna show you what comes in clear scraps. You get your bottom piece, you get 1, 2 layering pieces, you get a piece of acrylic that has a film over the top and the bottom that you have to pull off to make it look like the crystal clear acrylic that it is, and you get a top piece. Put them all together and you've got a shaker. Now, why do they give you 2? Well, for some of you, you may just want to make a luggage tag with this and not use these 2 at all. Some of you might want to make a shaker, but don't need it as deep because whatever you're putting in it, maybe it's flat paper. Or maybe you want to use both of these because what you're putting in it has depth to it and you need to raise it a little higher. So they give you options when you're using these on how high you want the dimension to be, whether it's nothing. Maybe you're going to put a photo behind there. I don't know what you're going to do. Maybe it's nothing. Maybe you just need to have a little dimension to it so that whatever you're filling it with has a little bit of room to wiggle. Or maybe you need as much as possible because you're putting something in there that's got some depth. Totally up to you. Now, normally, shapes like this are pretty darn simple. I mean, this is an easy peasy shape, and I could take a, I could take a piece of paper and trace around and cut it and put it, get my background on there with any, I mean, I could do that for any kind of paper, whether it be pattern paper or not. Let's see, I have this pen. Let's try this one. So I could just take it and trace and cut. So if I want that purple to be what's going to be seen, has purple got anything? No, it doesn't. I should pick a purple that's got something on it. Let's do this one. That's kind of pretty. So because there's no dies to go with this, you're going to fussy cut it. Or ink it, or color it, or stamp on it, or heat emboss it. I mean, there's lots of things that can be done if you don't want to use paper. I could have put Versamark over all of this, thrown embossing powder down, and just heat embossed my background and made a beautiful embossed background. I could have put Stacy tape down on it and thrown some glitter on it and been done and had a glittered background. And you don't have to be exact. You just need to be sure that it can get on there. So let's take a little bit of Stacy tape. And you would do a better job than I am. I just want to get it down. Okay. Good enough. All I want to do is be able to tape it down to my backing. So we're going to do this one pretty easy peasy. And then the next one, a little more difficult. Well, I don't want to say difficult, a little more technique-y. All right, close enough. Okay, there's my hole. Done. Now, I have to decide how high I want it. 1, 2, or 3. And again, for these, I'm just going to use some Stacy tape to put them down. That's all I'm going to use. You can use wet glue. It's entirely up to you. But I'm just going to use some Stacy tape to get them down. Again, you do a better job than I am. And if you don't want to use Stacy tape and you don't want to use wet glue, on the next one, I'll use sticky dots. So now all I have to do is pull this off. And you can see my tape is kind of over the side. I'm not going to trim that. This is double-sided tape. I'm just going to take that and fold it back into itself because it's double-sided tape. Why take the time to trim it off? Try to get that line nice and straight when all I have to do is fold it right back into itself. So really, Clear Scraps has made shakers very simple. No die cutting. No gluing if you don't want to. Yep. And I am good to go. So now I layer this one right on top. I don't have to color it because it's going to get hidden by my top layer. Done. Now, if you don't want to take that much time, and give a really good press. You want to transfer all those sticky dots onto your chipboard. And where there's no chipboard, all the sticky dots are going to stay. So I'm not wasting any. And then right on top. Now, it's time to fill it, but what am I going to fill it with? What am I gonna fill it with? Well, we have some of this left, and let's see. We have some yellow maybe. And what if we took those flowers? Those flowers are super cute. So you've got small, you've got medium, you've got large and smaller. Let's do that, and let's do hearts, and let's run them through. Think I can get it? Nope. Let's do there. Maybe I can get this one that way. Nope. Well, maybe I can squeeze. No, I don't think I'm going to be able to. But we'll try. Let's just cut. Send it through. Send it back. I might as well fill it at the time I'm pulling them out, right? Oh, it's so cute. Let's take, oh, those look good. Let's take some doodads and throw them in here. So I can add things that have dimension because I've used both of my spacers. And I think I like the yellowy flowers. It'll be close, but I think I can. Those yellowy flowers look darling. Talk about using up all your scrap papers. I could have used pattern paper to make my fill. I could have used glitter paper to make my fill. I could have used opulent paper to make my fill. Oh, it did, just by the hair of my chinny chin chin, but that's all it need. And drop all those little flowers in there. So cute. Oh, I hear people coming in. Right, darling? So stinking cute. Okay, now I've got my top piece that has to go on. You do want to be sure that it's going to lay flat, that nothing is too tall. And you do need to take off the liner from both sides. And that's what's going to give you that beautiful, crystal clear, stunning acetate. Right? Beautiful. I am going to take, and because I don't know what side I'm going to end up with, I'm just going to put a little bit of dryer sheet on both sides just to get rid of any static cling that there might be. And then I need to tape it down. Now again, you can use liquid glue. Oh, see, static right there. You can use liquid glue. I, however, am going to use sticky dots. And you're like, say what? I'm going to use sticky dots. So I'm going to go ahead and pull. I'm going to dump these out now that I know that I'm happy with them. They made my heart happy. I'm going to put them there for right now. And I'm going to use sticky dots to put this down. I can't put sticky dots on my acrylic, on my acetate, because it will put sticky dots over the whole thing and you'll see them. We're trying to make this look like a shaker with a perfectly crystal clear, boy, those little doodad pieces, a little crystal clear window. So how would I add my sticky dots? I'd add them to this piece here. After I've put it down, after I've built my height, I'm going to open up my sticky dots. And I'm just going to put this one face down. And press, press, press. Turn it over. Press, press, press. And now I've added my sticky dots just around my frame. No glue. Just around my frame. I can come back, put all my little pieces back in that make my heart happy. Spread them around. If one or two go rogue, that's okay. Let's just say, let's just say, what color do I want to use? Let's just say something goes rogue. Oh no, how am I ever going to pick those up? Can you see? Oh no, how am I ever going to pick those up? Okay, you have a couple options. You can use your tweezers to get them up and put them in. Or if you've got a jewel picker or upper, had no idea these things existed till like last year, up and down. There we go, up and down. I mean, talk about easy way of picking things up. I had no idea. This is from Marvy. I guess they've been around for 100 years. These jewel pickers, it's got two sides, small and large. If they stop picking, you just wash it and get whatever oils are on it or whatever's on it, and then it starts picking up again. I mean, this was like, hello, where have you been my whole life? And then, oh, I got a rogue one over here. And then done. And then I want to be sure that everything is kind of flat. I need everything to be kind of flat. Because even though I've added dimension, I've also added rhinestones and bling that have height to it. And then I line it up. And I press it in place and I've got a shaker going. They're so cute. Okay, but we still have that last piece to put on. Here. And now it's up to me what I want to do with it. Do I want to add some, I wonder if I just add straight. Ooh. I don't know what it'll look like when it'll dry though. You'll still be able to see the chipboard through it. But it's sure pretty. All right, so what if I paint it white first? Let's just use a little bit of white. But look at the iridescence, right? That's that Amsterdam paint. So I'm going to take just a little bit of my Sizzix white. And I'm just going to get some white on here. Doesn't have to be perfect because I am going to go back with that Amsterdam paint. And yes, you can use a paintbrush. You don't have to use your fingers, but my fingers are always with me and they have never failed me. You need a paintbrush, use a paintbrush. You don't mind getting your fingers a little painty, use your fingers. You could probably use a dauber. What works best for you? And I don't want to put too much on because I want it to dry relatively quick. And I don't care if it's perfect, because I'm going to put a little bit of that Amsterdam paint over the top of it. That white is just going to help hide I need to keep my fingers off of it. All right, I think that's good enough. It's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not trying for perfect. I'm trying to just hide that chipboard. And then I think we can take and kind of put that over the top so it has that purple coming through, but it's still wet with the white. Oh well, we're just going to do it. And then let it dry. So right now it's got that Amsterdam paint going on. So I don't know if you can see, but it's got a little bit of a pinkish sheen to it. And I'm just trying to finish it up. So that we can call it done. So I'm going to let that sit and dry. Put it over here for just a minute, let that sit and dry, and we're going to move on. Because that's an easy peasy way of doing those shakers. But then you get into something that's a little more difficult. Look at these shapes. These are a little bit more challenging. That tag was easy peasy because all you had to do was cut the paper in the background to the shape. I mean, this is a pretty simple shape to do. Now we're getting into things that are a little more difficult. These shapes are a little more challenging. So with these, you're going to get the same thing. You're going to get a base. You're going to get 2 pieces that will give you depth, an acrylic piece, and your top. But for some of you, this may be a little challenging to trace and to fussy cut. You may just want to ink this. Absolutely, you may just want to ink this. But inking on chipboard can be a challenge. You can't use a dye-based ink. A dye-based ink is going to absorb right in. Well, almost any ink is going to absorb right in, with the exception of a pigment-based ink. And most of your pigment-based inks are metallic. You absolutely could come in with one of the acrylics from your Amsterdam brand without question. You wouldn't necessarily want to use one of the pearl colors because, like with the tag, you're going to see that chipboard through it. You may want to use something that's more opaque. That's something that's going to cover it all up. But what if you don't have this? What if you only have a small, you've just started crafting, or you haven't gotten in this far yet, or you like it but not enough to really heavily invest, but you want to do it sometimes. I get that. We're going to solve that problem for you. We're going to take our Sizzix white paint again, and we're going to give it a very a fine coat. We're not going to do too heavy. I don't want to paint the whole thing. I'm not going to worry about the whole thing being perfectly white. All I want to do is hide some of that chipboard. And a little goes a long way. So if I can see some of that chipboard through, I'm going to be fine. I'm just trying to get rid of some of the color of that chipboard, just kind of mask it a little bit. But I'm not trying to paint it all white, white, white. So it's a little translucent. You can still see a little bit of the chipboard coming through, a little bit of that brown. And the reason I'm not putting so much on is because I don't want to wait for it to dry. I want it to dry so I can move on. Let me wipe my fingers down. I want to be able to move on. So if I put that acrylic down too heavy, it's going to take time to dry. This is almost dry. And that's what I want because I'm a let's do it kind of girl. Let's go. Move along. Put my lid back on. So now that it's white, what do I do with it from here? Well, that's really up to you. But the easiest way to now take this and change it into something else is to ink it. And the fastest, easiest way to ink it is with alcohol markers. So here I've got my chipboard, and here I've got my alcohol marker from Aussie Andrew, $1.99. So that's why I'm using, you could use Bics, you could use Sharpies, but they're about the same price as Andrew's, and if not more. And Andrew, you get the brush tip and you get a bullet tip. So alcohol ink is very similar to or can be similar to a dye-based ink in that on porous materials, it's going to absorb in, it's going to sink in, and it's going to dry very, very fast. A dye-based ink is going to sink into a porous material, and chipboard is definitely porous. So if I color with my alcohol ink marker on the chipboard, it's like, meh, But I've put down a coat of white. So now if I color with my alcohol ink marker, the white isn't getting on my nib. Now look at my color. From meh to holy smokes artichokes. And I can just come in here. And I mean, as fast as ABC 1, 2, 3. I could even take, I have no idea what color this is. And kind of blend them. And before you know it, it's not hurting my nib. The white paint isn't coming up. Before you know it, you've colored on chipboard. I mean, it's just that fast. It's just that simple. You can smudge a little bit. It's kind of like being able to smudge on the creative expressions, the wordlets that we had where we put some alcohol ink down because they put them on the wrong paper, and you could kind of move that alcohol ink around. Then I've got 1, I've got 2 to put my bling in. If you want it more yellow, woohoo! If you want it more yellow, come back and add a brighter yellow. You want it more orangey, the whole thing is you have options. And it colored that fast. So let's go ahead and let's use my sticky dots. And the alcohol ink is going to dry much faster than a dye-based ink on top of that paint. I mean, who knew, right? Because if you just put ink on chipboard, whether it be dye-based or alcohol-based, it's just going to disappear. You've got to give it that white coating, that white base to start with, and then add your color. But I don't want my color to take forever to dry. Okay, so I've got 1. I've got 2. So I'm not even going to bother with Stacy tape. I'm just going to use my sticky dots. Make it an instant sticker. There's 1. There's 2. I don't have to worry about coloring these because they're going to get hidden. These are only being used to add depth to my project. And now I can go in and gosh, I love these. These are like my favorites. Look at, aren't they beautiful? I'm gonna open them up. These are like my favorites. They've got that little cello in there that's a little difficult for me to get out. Let's see if I can do it with. There we go. Little cello lid that goes in there. Oh my gosh, see, look at, aren't those magnificent? These are the jewels. The jewels are just yummy. And I can put some in here. And then I've got I've got an exclusive set of bling from Sizzix. So they were going to use these for something. Have no idea why they didn't, but they didn't. Somebody canceled them. Somebody didn't want them. Why somebody wouldn't want them, I have no idea. But it's a $9 retail for these is what their bling usually sells for. And on the I Want It All bundle with the shakers, the studio lights, we're just going to give them to you. Or we'll put them on sale if you just want open stock. Oops. I can look at how cute are these. Put a couple of those in there. I'm just making sure everything fits and it looks like what I want it to look like. And then maybe the last thing we put in is, those are a happy yellow. All right. I think I'm happy with that mix. Maybe a little more orange. Of course, now that I've centered them and put them where I want them, I'm gonna dump them in. Okay, so I think I'm happy. I think I'm good with those colors. All right, you stragglers, you can stay. I'm gonna grab my sticky dots. Put it down, turn it over and give a good press because I need to put that acrylic on top, but I don't want to use glue. Got to put the acrylic on top. Give me back my bling. So now I've got sticky dots all over that. I'm going to come back in and put some of my bling back. Hello. Here you go. A little for you and a little for you and a little more for you and some for you. Some more for you. And put my bling back. And then my bling that went rogue, I'm going to go find it and pick it up and put it in there too. My runaway bling. Okay, we're good. All my runaway bling is in. Now I can take my top piece, take off the clear piece, take off the covering that's protecting it. So they don't want to ship it to you without this on it because they don't want it to get scratched, or they want you to have a beautiful piece of acetate when you put it on your shaker, crystal clear acetate. So you're going to peel the liner off. And go from that to that. Now all I have to do, make sure that it's all flat. I want to really make sure it's flat. Flat, 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 flat. And lay it down. Oh, it's looking so cute. Now I have my top piece left to do. And this one I'm going to do in black, with the exception of that little heart. So black is going to go on the chipboard, easy peasy, but I want to color that heart just a little bit. So I'm going to take a little bit of my white Ooh, that was a lot of white. And I think I'm going to put it just on my heart. Because if I'm going to color it black, the black's going to go on the chipboard no matter what. I don't have to color white to color black. The black's going to go down on that chipboard just fine. So again, with a Bic, a Sharpie, let's get some of the paint off my finger. So now kids can do these super easy because they're just playing with markers. And I'm just going to color this whole thing black. And that color is just going to seep right on in to my chipboard. And because it's black, I don't need to put a white down on top of it. It's not going to, it might make it look a little blacker, but I'm good. And ultimately, I want it done. Because you've got the brush nib, makes it easy. I always go on the sides versus the top. I never do this. I always do this. And instant presto, it's colored. Except for my little heart. I don't think it's quite dry yet, but you know what? No guts, no glory. Let's take a red. And it's not on my nib. That's a little orangey to me. Let's try a darker red. And no white. Right? Who would have thought you could paint them white and then color with your alcohol marker? Okay, let's put that top piece down. Bring over sticky dots. Hello, sticky dots. Hello, Stacy. Put my piece down. Good all over pressure. Pull it up. I feel one's high right here. There's one that's a little high. Where are, it's right there. I just feel that it's a little high. Oh, there we go. Better. Okay, put it down. Now, if you want to use wet glue, use wet glue. You want to try and use Stacy tape, use Stacy tape. Ta-da! Isn't that cute? Okay, so it can go very, very quickly. Does not have to take that long. Let's do my little bumblebee. So I think I'm going to do my little bumblebee. Let's do my little bumblebee. Hello, little bumblebee. So I'll do my wings, and then I'll do my body. so really on my little bumblebee, I just need to do my wings and my little body. I'm going to take a little bit of white. And I'm just going to move it all over. A little goes a long way. Okay, done. Bam. Wait, my hands. Now I think I'm going to do the wings. I think I'm going to do the wings in like a shimmer. Let's see what the shimmer looks like. This is that pearl. Ooh. And I did put the white down to put the one of the pearl Amsterdam paints on, because of course, ooh, can you see? Ooh. Because of course the pearl is more translucent, and you're going to be able to see the color behind it like we did on these. You're going to be able to see the color behind it, but when you move it is when that color comes out. So I wanted to keep it, I wanted to add that white because I didn't want you to be able to see that chipboard. I probably used more than I needed. So I'm just going to move it around so it has a chance to dry. Now my wings, ooh, right? And then I have my body, which I'm going to do in my yellow. My paint is dry. It's not coming up. Susan, these are darling. Susan's at Clear Scrap. Her and her husband Jim own it, and we're a mom and pop shop, and they're a grandma and grandpa shop. So they do all the designing, they do all the cutting, they do all the shipping, look at how stinking cute is this. Okay, let's get it down. So I'm just gonna attach my bumblebees. I'm not gonna worry what it looks like down here, because by the time I put everything on, it's gonna be darling. And then when we're done with this one, we're gonna move on to a little bit more technique-y. So I've got one down. Give a good press. I've got sticker number 2. Give a good press. Now I'm going to turn it upside down. Because I'm going to want to adhere my acrylic. I've got sticky dots everywhere. I have to decide what I want to put inside of it. Oh, decisions, decisions. Let's put some of these beauties down here. No, out, out, out. And then what do I want to put in the wings? What do I want to put in the wings? Well, I have these pretty yellow ones. Or I could have taken and cut up some of my hearts or circles or stars or flowers from my dies that come with the Studio Light sets. And maybe just a few of those super pretty blacky ones. Okay, let's make sure that it's all kind of flat. And we'll take my liner off my acrylic. Line my acrylic on up. Not as flat. Well, that's okay. We're going to push down and make them flat. Look at how cute he is. And then I've got my top piece, which again, I'm going to do in black. So let's grab my black Couture Creations alcohol ink marker. They do not refill. They are $1.99. They are worth every penny of the $1.99. I cannot do a better price than $1.99. Copics sell, the sketch markers sell for, I believe, $7.99 right now. So the best price you're going to be able to get them for is about maybe $5.60, $5.80. So you can absolutely do this with your Copic markers, but I would say it's a better use of your funds to buy Aussie Andrews for $1.99, because to refill your Copics after doing this is also expensive. So I know you may love your Copics, but then use them for what you love to do with them, which is color and blend. Now, can you color and blend with Aussie Andrews? You bet you can. And gosh, you might even want to, if you buy them for this purpose, you might even want to try and give them a go with your Copics. They'll work with your Copics and they're going to blend just as lovely, but for a much smaller price. Okay, so I've now painted it all black. Just a little antenna black. Ooh, black, black, black. Faster, better. Put this over the top. But I want to add just a little something more. This has got that gold look to it. It's that pearl, but it's got a little bit of gold to it. But it's not going to cover the black. And I'm going to use very little. Because a little goes a long way. I'm going to add just a little bit of that gold. So when you move it, you see it. Now, if that's too much gold for you and you want black back, okay. Now I've added some black back. And now let's give that a second to dry. And now on top, and he's darling. Okay. Go ahead and put them together. And then we're going to move on to the words, because the words are not, if you're using paper, they're not the easiest thing to do. They are not, because they're so intricate. And that's one of the things that Susan said. She said, Stacy, we're really not doing words anymore because the time it takes to laser cut all of it, because there's so many curves and rounds and ins and outs, that it just takes more time. So I have to charge more for the words because they do take more time, but the words are fabulous. I think. Oh, he's off just a little bit over that way. He's off. That's okay. I'm not going to worry about it. I'm just not. And then you could take 2 little blings for little eyes. How cute is he? Right? Love, love, love. Okay, let's put him someplace. Oh, and this one's just about dry. This one is dry. And now the purple. I don't know if you can see the purple really comes up and out. Let's put him over there, and let's put him over here. And we've got these 2 now. Super darling. But let's work on words. Okay, so let's take out, we've got the word happy, the word thanks, and the word hello. I won't do all 3 of them, but I want you to see all 3 of them. So again, these are exclusive. Like that tag is exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple, so are these. And they're made exactly the same way everything else I've shown you today is. You've got the base, you've got 2 for dimension, and if you only want to use 1, you use 1, and then you use this, color this, and use this for something else. You've got your acrylic, and you've got your top piece. So 3 different words. But can you even imagine tracing this and trying to cut a background for it? I could not. I just couldn't. So I thought, well, let's do something else. Let's make it easy. Let's use our white paint. And I think I'm going to do hello. I'm going to start with hello, and maybe I'll do thanks. So I'm going to start with my white paint first, and maybe I'll get this one done, and then I'll white paint the thanks while this one's drying. A little. And you're just going to move it all over. See how it spreads? It just keeps going. And you're not trying to paint the whole thing a solid white. You can if you want. It just doesn't make much of a difference. I'm just trying to give my words and my alcohol markers a base to work from. Little bit. Because I want it to dry. The thicker you put the coat on, the whiter it's going to be. But the thicker you put the coat on, the longer it's going to take to dry. And for me, and if you're different, absolutely, we all are different. You do it the way you want to do it. If you want to color the whole thing a bright white and you're okay with sitting there waiting for it to dry, maybe you do 3 or 4 of these at the same time, and by the time you're done with your last one, your first one's about dry. I'm all about, I want instant gratification. I am not good sometimes at waiting. I want to see, I'm also not good necessarily at scrapbooking, making a scrapbook, because that's a never-ending project. Thank goodness, because my business is called Scrapbooking Made Simple. But for me, I like projects that have a beginning, a middle, and an end that are in a relatively short time frame. Okay, I'm going to do hello, and then I'm going to do thanks. And I'll let that hello, although it's already dry, while I'm doing my thanks. So I'm using the alcohol markers over the white because the dye-based markers are going to take longer to dry. An alcohol-based marker, well, it's alcohol, so it evaporates and it dries super fast. And because I've put down this white acrylic paint from Sizzix, totally affordable, totally lasts you a forever long time, those alcohol markers just go down easy peasy. and they dry instantaneously because it's an alcohol-based product. Now that I've said alcohol like 14 million times, how much you want to make a bet? YouTube's going to flag this YouTube because they think I'm going to be selling you. I'm not. Now I made it even worse. We'll have to see what happens. Sometimes they get flagged because I'm using product that they think is something else when it's not. Okay. I think I'm okay. I take my tweezer and get that little white out of there. So there's my thanks, and I think I'm gonna leave it. It's dry. I'm sure my hello is dry. I put a little more across the top just for good measure. Zoop. Okay, so let's bring hello back. I would sing for you. There's a few songs, but then I definitely will get in trouble for copyright infringement. All right, let's clean this up. Now, we've already done it with alcohol markers and just using simple colors. Not difficult at all. But what if we wanted to use colors that blend? What if I wanted to take my hello, which is right there, hello, and I wanted to start with maybe a light pink? You think this is light enough? And I just do some light pink. It's not harming my marker. You don't see white paint all over my marker, do you? I don't. And then maybe I do, let's see what color this is. You think this might be too dark? Well, oh no, I'm going to use this one. Now I use a second color. Hello. And I might even use a third color. And we're going to ombre. So you may be fine with that. That might work for you just fine. But I want those colors to blend a little bit better than that. So I'm going to take my lightest color and I'm going to go back over the line, the demarcation line that I have between those two pinks. And I'm just going to kind of smudge that line away. Like that line never really even happened. I'm just going to fade it away. Fade, fade, fade. Goodbye. Fade, fade, fade. Goodbye. And then I'm going to take that pink and Put it with that purple. Fade, fade, fade. Goodbye. And get rid of that demarcation line. I'm just using my finger. You could use maybe a blending, a little finger dauber. And just kind of blend it out. Maybe add a little darker purple down to the bottom. Got a nice big thumbprint there. Wow. A good thumbprint. All right, well, I'm going to let it be. Now how cute is that? And you can't tell where those demarcation lines are. Now how cute is that? Darling, right? I'm going to paint the hello on the top just to, or I could do it in black. I don't know. Or I could do it in white. I mean, I could paint it bright enough white so that, I don't know, what color do we want it in? We want it in something super bright. Let's paint it in white and let's let it sit while I finish up that one and fill that one. So again, I'm just gonna kind of get some white on this. You do it any way that's gonna make your heart happy. To me, done is good. I'm not trying to be perfect with it because I just want to block out that chipboard. But can you imagine trying to fussy cut the word hello? I can't even. I just can't. And I also know that you can't use a dye-based ink to ink this on straight onto the chipboard, and a dye-based ink is going to take a little bit longer to dry, but if you just give your chipboard a base color of white and take those inexpensive alcohol markers that if somebody ruins your $8 Copic marker, you're like, oh. But if somebody, oh, I have pink on that finger. I have pink on all my fingers. If somebody takes a $1.99 pen and something happens to it, you're like, well, okay, not the end of the world. Okay, so I think I'm going to let this sit. And I'm actually going to do the thanks while I'm just here and get that done. Finger dauber might be easier on the words. I don't know. Paintbrush might be easier on the words. I do have a paintbrush with me. I do. Oh yeah, paintbrush. Look at that. Well, that's pretty darn easy with the paintbrush. Dries super fast. Make sure you just got all your chipboard with a light cover. And I was using, this is dry. I didn't even get my paintbrush wet. Oh yeah, so much faster. Okay, so my hello. And my thanks are done. Now let's put this bad boy together. Okay, so what colors do we want to put in there? Well, let's get our sticky dots out. And let's grab our hello and our hello. Again, a lot of you may want to use liquid glue. Absolutely. I know my girls on the samples used liquid glue for everything. If you're using sticky dots, you need to be sure everything is dry and that nothing is sticking out too high. Hello. Hello. Let's turn it upside down. Get my hello ready to put my acrylic top on. Let's get some goodies in there. About some silver doodads. Now, depending on who I am, I may take my little tool and I may end up turning all my little doodads over. But I think I've left enough room in here that they may, well, I would probably turn all my little goodies over before putting down my top piece. Oh, there's a lot of them in here that need to be turned. I'm not going to turn. So I think I'm just going to leave them the way they are and put something else in that's blingy. Yeah, I'm not going to sit there and turn them all. Let's put something else in here that's blingy. Ooh. We got hot pink something or other. Ooh. Hot pink, hot pink, hot pink. I do not see hot pink. No yellow. See, this is the problem of having too much options. I've got too many colors here to choose from. Too many colors. All right, we're just going to go for it. And we'll go ahead and put you back in, even though I'm not turning you over. Make sure they're not on my top. Top is all clear. And then I can take and grab the little ones that fell out. I think next one I'm going to use the little ones from the dies. That way they're paper and they're the same both sides. Okay, so now I need my hello. Get that liner off. Both sides. Liner off. Line it up, press it down. And now all I have to do is my top. And I think I'm going to do my top in a super bright blue. That's not bright enough. Oh. Hello, you. Back on you go. And I'm just coloring my top. If I had not put the white down, that's what you see. That's what you see with the white. This, blah. This, happy. And hello should always be happy. If ever there's a word that should be happy when you say it, it's hello. And you won the lottery. I'm waiting for that one. Tell the girls if I ever win the lottery, everybody's getting some. Everybody who works here will be getting some. And then I'm just going to leave the store open with a little sign on the front door like you do for kids on Halloween with candy that says take some and leave some. And all the customers can come in and they can hopefully take some and leave some. Okay. Smooths out my color a little bit. And hello. So cute. Okay, I want to do one more because it's really late, but I already have the thanks almost done. It's almost there, so we're just going to do it. I'm not going to do happy, but I am going to do thanks. And this time I think I will take, I've done my white. I don't have to do any more white. I think I will take a yellow. And a fun green. And a fun blue. And if I hadn't put the white down, what you would be looking at is this. So I think you get the gist of how important putting that base down is. Same colors. Difference is not even a bright white, just a base white versus no base white. And then I'm going to go in. Oh, my fingers are dirty. And I'm just going to erase that line a little bit. I just want to blend it out just a little bit. Okay, good enough. And then I think I am going to take some hearts and some stars. I'll do it in bright yellow. And maybe in pink. And let's just die cut them real quick, and that's what we're going to put in there. Well, hello, you. So I'm going to roll these. I'm going to put my 2 pieces on top. If I want a little brighter yellow, make sure my green is off my yellow and come in and brighten it up. Grab my dots. Let's do a thanks here and a thanks here. Make them an instant sticker. You can also use your wet glue right over the top. Line it up. Put it down. Line it up. Put it down. Now I'm going to get that thanks with sticky dots. Just to make sure I've got everywhere, because I've used this paper a couple times. Move it around a little bit. Make sure you're picking up all you can. Oh yeah, I got a good amount. That's good. Woohoo. Bring my dies over. My little stars. All my flowers didn't cut through. Let's try my flowers again. There we go. Just gonna send it back one more time. It didn't cut all the way through. Roll, 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 roll. Back, 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 back. Oh, now they did. Okay, all my little flowers are now there. Let's gather them up. Put them in. A couple here, a couple there. Some of my stars here, some of my stars there. Come on. And a couple of flowers. Little guys over here. Little guy in there. A couple little guys in here. A couple little guys in here. And then just for good measure, Sizzix in their assortment has got this. Oh, look at the sequins. Come on. Look at the pretty sequins. I think they're gonna, oh, I think they're gonna be too big. Maybe too big. But these little blue guys are cute. And these come in the Sizzix mix. Now it's exclusively here at Scrapbooking Made Simple. They were manufactured for somebody for some reason. I don't know if it was for Michael's or for Hobby Lobby or Joann's. Whatever the reason is, they didn't get used. So they weren't done just for me, but we're the beneficiary of somebody else's saying, yeah, I changed my mind. Okay, happy, woohoo. All right, and then what color should we do? The thanks. Should we go ahead and put this together? Make sure that they're not sticking to the top. Get my acrylic. Put my lid on these little bad boys. And one liner. Two liners. Oh, I feel it's up. Yep, one's right there. I feel one right there. Let's just get him off my, there we go. Nice and flat. And then the last thing we have to do is our thanks. How about we do a pink? And just color right over that top of that white. And then we'll be done. The white makes all the difference when you're doing intricate shakers. It means you don't have to use paper. And inks are hard to use when you're working with chipboard. See, it's happy. How happy is that? They really are just darling. They really are so cute and easy to do. It's all about the technique. It's all about figuring out how you're going to be able to take something that's chipboard and make it spectacular. Or taking those Studio Light dies that don't look like much in the packaging. They really don't look like much in the packaging. But what we were able to do with them is beautiful. So cute. We did that one. We did hello. We did our cute little beehive. We did our cute little bee. We did our shaker. Easy to do. Cost effective, especially on the dies from Studio Light, because you don't actually have to buy any doodads to go with it. All right. Wow, we did a lot. And we started just by painting paper to show you that you can take those acrylic paints from Amsterdam and make them into anything you want. And we ended explaining why it's important to put that base color down. Oh, what a difference. Right? What a difference. Okay, so let me talk about what we have on sale, because then I've got samples. So I've got the shakers, the shaker dies from Studio Light. There's the square, the circle, the rectangle, the oval. These are $8.99 for the smaller size, $11.99 for the larger. They'll be on sale at 20% off. Then we have the blisters is what they call them, that coordinate in the exact sizes. They'll also be on sale at 20% off. But if you do the I Want It All, we're going to do that. We're going to give you all of that, and we're going to give you the exclusive Sizzix bling set, rhinestones and sequins, which values at $9 for free. So it's all part of the bundle, the I Want It All bundle. Or you can just get the ones that make your heart happy. The nice thing is once you have all of them, you have all the different shapes to make all of your different fills for your shakers. So that's on sale. We have the Amsterdam Paint, which is going to be on sale. Both colors. These are the only colors we have right now, and I have shown these before. So if you want to use them with your Couture Creations gel press, gel mat, these are amazing. We did it with that and with Spellbinders large embossing folders. I have all of the new, all of them, some older that are exclusive, some new, I mean, all of the new from Clear Scraps, all the new shapes. And we've got cards made with all of them, and our exclusive tag, and the words. The words are exclusive to Scrapbooking Made Simple. So the hello, the thanks, and the happy. Oh my gosh, I don't even know where to start with all the bling. There's just bling everywhere. I didn't even get into using the half pearls. New. Brand new, just got them, haven't ever had them before. Buttons galore, half pearls. Stunning. I mean, what color do you like? The jewels? Do you like the doodads? Love these jewels. Those are my favorites. Which ones make your heart happy? Love those jewels. Oh my gosh, they're beautiful. The doodads. The colors are amazing. So all of this is available, all on sale. Wahoo Kachoo. Wow, that's a lot of bling. Gosh, we'll put the little jewel picky upper on sale. Absolutely. The Couture Creations alcohol markers are $1.99. They're always $1.99. I can't do any better than $1.99. So if you love them, they're $1.99. And we'll put the Sizzix. We'll do that on sale too. The one white paint. Absolutely. Okay, let me do samples. All right, so I already showed you this hello. And I showed you this thanks. Darling card, or tag. This is all ombre. Look at how beautiful that is. Done with the alcohol markers. Yay. I've got the birthday card. I've got Celebrate, done with the rectangle, Studio Light. It's got the Sizzix bling in there. I've got another thanks for you. I've got the cute little look at it, it's got the little, how darling is that? Put a gift card on the back of it. So cute. This is done with Studio Light and their die. Done with Studio Light and their die. Studio Light and their die and Sizzix and half pearls. Studio Light and their die and Sizzix and half pearls floating around in there. Look at how pretty is this one with jewels. I've got to Celebrate. This one was done using the little stars that come with the die. Some half pearls, some jewels. I've got Birthday Wishes for you, where we stamped the background. I've got another Happy for you. And this one opens. So we put the aperture all the way through the card so you can see the sentiment right through it. Oh, somebody did a little bee close to mine. Isn't that cute? All of it was done using the alcohol ink markers. You've got a stamp in here. Wanted to say hello. Got milk. This was all done with the alcohol markers. I painted it all white first and then came back in with the alcohol markers. That was chipboard, painted white and then with the alcohol markers to get the shading and the shadowing. I did it in about, I want to say a minute. Literally, it took me a minute to do the shading and the shadows on that. Happy St. Patrick's Day. So I don't know how you choose. Done with the Studio Light. Because they're all fun. And I don't know anybody who doesn't love a shaker card. You can put it on an easel. Look how pretty that is. Me just wishing you a wonderful day. And here's a happy actually attached to a card. And then they could take it off and keep the happy if for a later, you know, make it a magnet for your refrigerator. And then I have 2 layouts. So I have a 4th of July layout where we've got the flag. And these stars are the fallouts from the bits you would have put in here from the studio light. So a happy 4th of July layout. And then every cloud has a silver lining because the cloud is one of the new shakers for clear scraps. So Claire did this layout. She did both of them. She did a great job, huh? Isn't that the darling layout? Every cloud has a silver lining. And it shakes. All right, you guys. Holy smokes, artichokes. Well, it's not 3 hours, 40 minutes, and 21 seconds or whatever, but it's not far. Okay, second time go round. Everybody's here at work now. Day has started, absolutely. Where are you going to find all of this great product? Well, you may find clear scraps at your local independent retailer. Go shop them first, absolutely. If you have a mom and pop shop, go visit them. If not, then come online. Well, the exclusive ones are only here. So the words and some of the shapes are only available here. The studio light, I don't know how easy those are going to be to find out in the market right now. We were very quick to jump on them and I bought as many as I possibly could afford. So we've got those for you. Gosh, if you've got Sharpies or big markers, use those. And if not, Ozzy Andrew Couture Creations alcohol ink markers are really good. And for what I used them for today, they're even better because they're $1.99. So lots to choose from. Oodles from Buttons Galore, all of that beautiful bling. Those half pearls are brand new. Ooh. So if there's something you like and you can't get it at your local independent mom and pop shop, then by all means come visit us at Scrapbooking Made Simple, scrapbookingmadesimple.com. We'll have it in store and online, and the YouTube Yummies is good for 1 week. After that, the sale is over. All right, you guys, I will see you all next week. Bye.